review of Paul. Paul, of course, comes from Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, who we best know from Shaun of the Dead and Hot Fuzz, and they're without Edgar Wright. I misspoke about that on the show last week, but Edgar Wright is not behind this. Now, Shaun of the Dead was written by Pegg and Wright, so Nick Frost wasn't a part of that, but this script is by Simon Pegg and Nick Frost, and of course they star in the lead roles. And this movie is to science fiction classic movies what Shaun of the Dead was to zombie flicks. So if you liked Shaun of the Dead's style of humor, it's almost guaranteed that you're going to love Paul. And if you were shy from Shaun of the Dead because of the level of gore and such, because it was a zombie movie after all, you're not going to find that here because this is a science fiction homage. It stars Simon Pegg and Nick Frost as two British geeky guys who come over to the United States to go to San Diego Comic-Con, and then they decide afterwards to take a tour of major reported alien hotspots across the country, on kind of going across the country, a tour with an RV and everything, and sooner or later they run into an actual alien, voiced, and I'm of the understanding some of the motion capture for the animation was done by Seth Rogen. This is not Seth Rogen playing a stoner character. This is actually not Seth Rogen playing the character that we've kind of gotten used to. It's actually him acting once again. There are a couple of references to the fact that this alien does, partake, as the saying may be. But that's not like a central feature of the alien. He's actually kind of an interesting character, and I really enjoyed seeing Rogen play this role, specifically because it would have been very easy for him to fall into the exact same kind of humor that he's been doing. And instead, this is something more akin to the performances we've seen him do as a vocal performer, like Bob in Monsters vs. Aliens, and Mantis in Kung Fu Panda. So this is actually him doing a vocal performance of a character that's not him, and I actually really liked that. He enlists Pegg and Frost's help in moving towards, basically getting to where his ship is going to come. It's revealed that he's been on our planet for 40-some years. He's named after a dog that he hit with his ship. That's where the name Paul comes from.
Wow.
And all along he's being pursued by government agents. And the government force, the lead agent is played by Jason Bateman. But you also then have Bill Hader, and I suddenly can't remember the other actor's name, playing supporting agents. And of course they're all reporting to the big guy who, sorry if this is a spoiler, I don't think it really is, because if you watch more than 5 minutes of the movie, you'll recognize the voice instantly. The big guy is voiced by Sigourney Weaver, which is phenomenal. The movie is chock full of references to other science fiction movies, and specifically Spielberg and Lucas movies, but there's also an Aliens reference in there, there's a Back to the Future reference in there. I mean, there's all kinds of different references. In fact, we ran one of our popular Easter egg columns on the site to kind of list some of the stuff that we found, and I'm going to be honest and say I didn't see everything. Everything that's on that list I found, but we've already had people start commenting about stuff that I missed, because there's just so much of it in this movie. But it's really entertaining. It's really tries to capture the feel of the movies that it's also referencing. So if you like Close Encounters of the Third Kind, if you like E.T., if you like Star Wars, it's almost guaranteed that you're going to like Paul. The comedy is great, the story is strong, and for a science fiction fan, this is just an absolute must-see. 4 stars.
And?
Reese's Pieces, yo!
All right.
Love it.